But we begin today with the depleted Nets beating the depleted Lakers last night as Kyrie Irving played 34 minutes and got 16 points. So at least LeBron James has the satisfaction of doubling Kyrie in points with 32. The Nets have won 5 in a row, and only once were their big three on the court together. And they are 10-1 against teams with winning records. Wilbon, what, if anything, can we take away from the Nets beating the Lakers?
That they beat another good team, because even without Anthony Davis, the Lakers are still a really good team. They're not a championship team without Anthony Davis, but the Nets, they get out there, and when they feel challenged, when they can look across at you and they see somebody eye to eye that's supposed to be a threat in today's NBA, the Nets win, period. And James Harden leads the way. He figures out what needs to be done that night, usually in the area of passing and setting up teammates. And all of a sudden, we're not talking about the Nets' lack of defense. We're not talking about the Nets' lack of a bench. We're talking about the Nets beating everybody that's put out there in front of them. And, Tony, there's no grand conclusions to draw for the Lakers. Anthony Davis not there. The latest news is that he's going to miss 4 weeks. And so we see what happens when he comes back. He is going to need to be 90% of Anthony Davis, to me, in order for the Lakers to win. But there's a long time to determine that. We can't determine it today. But the Nets, Tony, the Nets are the story in the NBA right now, every night.
So let me go to this game. It wasn't just Anthony Davis that was out for the Lakers. Dennis Schroeder was out as well. That's hard to overcome. That's 2 starters.
It is.
Now, Kevin Durant did not play for the Nets, but Kevin Durant, to be fair, hasn't played a whole lot lately. He's only played 3 games in the month of February. So this is a game the Nets are supposed to win, and the Nets won the game. I'm not going to take anything more than that. I think it meant more to them than it meant to the Lakers. But I will say this. That 10-1 record against winning teams, that is impressive. Utah, for example, and you want me to get down on my knees and salute all the time because of how good Utah is. Utah against teams with winning records is 10-3, which is real good, but it ain't 10-1. The Lakers are 4-7 against teams with winning records. And in the playoffs, you know, you only face teams with winning records. And the way the Nets did it last night, when you have Harden and Irving out there, and I think, what did I write down? Just 39 points between them, far less than you would normally expect. What the Nets are doing now is they're hitting open threes. Since Harden got there, they're hitting it at 42%, Mike, which is great. And there's a reason for this. One is that Harden distributes the ball, and 2 is you can't double team it. Their shooters are too good. If you leave somebody open, they're going to make it. So they are an impressive team, and you're right. They are the story of the NBA so far. Absolutely.
Yeah. And Tony, don't if we're going to praise them, don't leave out Joe Harris, who you talk about guys shooting threes and options you have if you're the Nets.
Yeah.
And so we're going to watch them. There's going to be Tony. I will say this: very seldom do people turn as quickly in their assessment of a team. Because it was legitimate to look at them for a minute and say, I don't know about their depth. Their defense is dreadful, and the defense is getting better slowly. But we've turned. You got to look at them now and think, okay, not only are they the best team in the East, but they could be the best team of all. Let's move to the NFL. Mike, I will say this.
It would be, just 1 second, it will be more of a surprise to me if the Lakers make the final than if the Nets make the final right now.
Wow.
More of a surprise.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.